daily and want to understand people better? How many of you want to open up to new ideas, new worldviews? How many of you want to grow rich? And how many of you want to explore new things, new places? And that too without being too harsh on your pocket. All of us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like Toastmasters, which helps us in public speaking and be better leaders, there's something which you can do to find answers to all of these questions. That is by reading books. Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
So, how many of you here love books? And by loving books, I do not mean reading 20 books a year or something. Just love books. Okay, one of you, can you please volunteer that why do you like reading books? Yes, Rahul.
So I think, as you rightly suggested, that books could be the virtual mentors that we could look forward to. All of us, it's not possible for us to actually seek mentorship from the right people. So books are something which you can seek mentoring from. It could be anything from your career, from your life. For example, I've been reading this book from Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. They are the Roman era philosophers. So in the times of my crisis, they have taught me a lot which even my parents or from my society couldn't teach me. So I think they have helped me sustain and served as a mentor of mine.
Sure, they truly are virtual mentors. And how many of you here do not like reading books? You people like, that is why I love this place. At least one of you can tell me why you do not like read books. Yes, Ankur?
Yeah, I think the problem is that the lack of focus. Many people are not able to focus for that long period of time. So what I do is I switch to Netflix. So whenever there is book and a movie on it, so I prefer the movie.
Okay. Well, I feel you just have to devote, half an hour daily, and that's all. You don't need to give a lot of time to books. See, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it is about the interest. I am not able to create interest in books as of now, but I try to create. Yeah, and because I am more into sports, so I like to devote my time into sports. So I think that's the one reason that I'm not able to associate with books.
But you can read about sports personalities, there are amazing books on sports
I to start with that only.
Yeah, you just have to pick up the right genre, I feel. See, I think that I was born to love books. See, my birthday is 23rd of April, which I share with William Shakespeare, and that day is recognized as World Book Day. So there's some connection, Yeah, but it was not like that I started reading books since I was 4 years or something like that. No. My school has a lot to contribute in my reading habit because since standard 5th, every Friday we used to visit to our library, and around for 40 minutes we used to read some book or other, and I liked it. But it was actually in standard 7 that I came across this quote that books are your best friends. Not that I had any dearth of friends in school or anything like that, but it was actually at my home that I sometimes felt lonely, because of certain circumstances. My parents had to go out of town for around 1 or 2 months at regular intervals. And it was then that I pestered my dad that I want to buy novels and I want to do something else, you guys just go away. So I bought my first book, and the first entrance to the tiny library that I'm building for myself was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah, I know I've got an excellent choice. You can't go wrong when you start with J.K. Rowling. I don't know how Ramandeep got wrong. He started with the same book. So, yeah. And though the magical world of Hogwarts did not ever came true for me, but I found my own magical world in books. And truly I've lived hundreds of lives because I read books and all. And I know about Sundarbans a lot, about its culture, about its geography, just based on a book I read by Amitav Ghosh, that is The Hungry Type. But caution, books have their downsides too, Like Kite Runner has given me teary nights, and if someone has read Kite Runner, has anyone read it? Yeah, you would relate. Also, I think one of the biggest reason for my singlehood is books, novels as well. Because the perfect guys only exist there. And I am still in search of my Harvard Rock. So, yeah. But, so there are a lot of books. I have read a wide range of books. Right now, I do not get a lot of time to read books. But still, I maintain that every morning, I just devote half an hour time. And these days I am reading Robin Sharma. I'm into motivational books because if you're preparing for UPSC, you need to be constantly motivated. and I actually feel charged up the whole day, you know. And that is why I want to urge the people who do not read, that just, or even people who used to read but have stopped pursuing this habit because of paucity of time. I really don't buy that excuse, by the way. You can just cut short time on your Facebook and Instagram and half an hour will be easy, or Netflix, and half an hour will be easily spared. So just give half an hour and every day, because books have n number of benefits. It can improve your conversational skills. It can improve you as a leader, because best leaders, great leaders are the most dedicated learners. And when you read a book by someone you respect, their brilliance gets rubbed off on you a little bit. So I think it will benefit you in a lot of ways. Also, books enhances your knowledge to a great extent. Motivational books keep you charged up. They are great stress busters. So I would urge you all to just give half an hour daily, and you will be golden. You can thank me later. So because this frontier will open this richer will open up frontiers that will make you a better human, richer and deeper thinker. So that would be great. Anyone who wants to read from their books that they have brought here, some
Not
lines
me, but
which.
we can have a lesson. I can share a lesson.
Okay, please.
So it's again from the current book that I'm reading. It's from the learnings of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. So the one thing that I learned from that book was, so it's also usually that I turn up in terms of crisis, I turn up to such philosophies, and it turns out that no matter how many big plans we make, and some things are actually out of control. So in my company, I work with a company called Rio Tinto, and it's into mining. So what they do is they conduct safety shares. They are very safety free. So every now and then they keep on talking about safety. So they have safety shares in every week. They have safety meetings in every. So everybody comes up and talks about we shouldn't drive like this. We shouldn't wear such clothes near fire. So they keep on talking about how to be safe, how to walk safe, how to drive safe. And suddenly then I came up to that point that no matter how many plans we make, there are areas or there are cases where things are out of control. As Mike Tyson also called that, all the plans are fine until and unless we are punched on face. So he says whenever I'm in the ring and somebody punches me on the face, all the plans are lost. So that's how, and at that time what is essential is the right frame of mind. If we have a right frame of mind to deal with the characteristics or the situation, I think that's what is required. That is one important lesson that I learned from the current book that I have.
At regular intervals, you stumble upon lines which are amazingly beautiful, and you crave for more such lines. Like I would like to share one line from my favorite books, Kite Runner. There is only one sin, only one, and that is theft. Every other sin is a variation of theft. When you kill a man, you steal a life. You steal his wife's right to husband, rob his children of a father. When you tell a lie, you steal someone's right to the truth. When you cheat, you steal the right to fairness. There is no act more wretched than stealing. I find it wonderful. Like I never thought of theft in such terms, and there will be hundreds of such lines when you start reading books. So how many of you are going to start reading from tomorrow?
From today.
Great. Okay, so let's move forward with the meeting. And for the benefit of guests, I will give a little briefing on how the structure of meeting goes. This meeting is divided into 3 sessions. The first is prepared speech sections, where the speakers come prepared with their speeches and the time allotted is according to their level. Then comes the impromptu session, which is the table topic session, where the guests as well as the members can participate. And then comes the evaluation section, which is in itself very important. So, and to keep the meeting going smooth, we have 6 pillars of the meeting, and our first pillar of the meeting, who reads books on regular basis, and he has recently read a book by a wonderful personality about whom he will discuss after his role. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Shubham. How many of you here have got one life-changing book? Okay. What is the life-changing book that you have read?
So the book that I'm reading right now is like perhaps my life-changing book, The Power of Now. So the book talks about that how we are slave to our mind, right? It says that overthinking is sort of a disease. We try to control future, we try to control past, but the only thing that matters is now. And when you read the book, it's not some sort of preaching or anything. It's something that when you go along and you read the book, you'll feel like every sentence that is written over there is something that is written by you. It's so relatable, it's so real, and this is something which has changed my life, and I think it can help everyone. And adding to what Shalini said regarding why we should read books. So again, just like Shalini, I could totally relate to her. Entirely the way that I also think that I was meant to read books. I had an interest in the books from the beginning, so it's not that I inculcated that habit later on. But there's this one thing I read said by Will Smith. So Will Smith said that the kind of people who are most sorted in life are the ones who first are into sports, precisely running, and secondly who are into reading. The reason being, when you're into sports or when you're into running, so what happens is, if you're a sports person, I think Varun can also vouch for that, when you achieve a goal, you set up a new goal, because that's what sports teaches you. Secondly, if you're reading, so what he said was that if you're going through any sort of problem in life, you're not the first person facing that problem. It has happened to someone else in history, and it has been documented in a book. So when you read books, it opens ideas, it tells you solutions to what you might be suffering from, right? A lot of people go through depression, they don't open up because they think that they are the only ones suffering from it. But when you read book and you open up to people, you realize it has happened to a lot of people before, and that's why reading makes you a better person. To quote George R. R. Martin, who has written Game of Thrones, he said that a person who reads lives 1,000 lives, a person who doesn't read lives only one. So I think that precisely sums up my feeling for reading.
Thank you so much. And guys, I forgot to tell that I have brought few books, and even people have brought few books. So at the end of the meeting, you can exchange the books if you want.